Hey there. My name's Tilz. If you are watching this video, you probably know who I am. You've probably seen one of my videos before. Hi, welcome. So, you've probably read this. This is going to be a really weird kind of video. It's like a quasi channel update video, just kind of showing you where I'm at right now, and mixing that in with a little bit of my thoughts on Rust right now. I'm not going to cut this a lot. I'm going to keep it pretty raw. If I start dawdling about anything and everything, I apologize, but just sit back. I'm just gonna have my fucking drink and I'm just gonna fucking talk at you for 10 minutes. All right, that's pretty much what this is gonna be. So, first of all, address the title. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not quitting Rust. I'm not stopping YouTube. I'm not doing anything like that. I'm just creatively, emotionally, physically drained right now. I can't. It's really difficult for me to pull myself to my PC at the minute, and just try and basically play Rust, play anything. To be honest, I've been just sort of doing anything else other than. I mean, even if that's just sort of slobbing about on my sofa, watching movies, watching series, just finished The Boys this week, and stuff like that. That's something that I don't normally do, because I have so limited time that I would just throw it all into Rust and YouTube, and it was just there, and that's what I do. So it's been kind of weird, but I haven't had any motivation to play recently, and I think that's for a variety of reasons. I mean, the big thing is obviously, a lot of you know, a lot of you might not, a lot of you do know, YouTube isn't my full-time job. It isn't. I am a lawyer, or what's called a solicitor, in the UK, which I've just qualified for. I've just been qualified in that now for just over a year this month, which is pretty insane, really. But obviously, in that profession, you kind of have to. You don't get set. It's not like a shift at Tesco, say, or at a shop. You don't just turn up, do your bit, go home. I'm judged on everything. Everything it's all on numbers. I have to meet targets. I have to do this. I have to do that. I have to keep clients happy. I have to deal with £1 million properties. I have to do this, that, and the other. And it's pretty insane. So the days can vary in length. It can be pretty hard. It can be pretty easy. Every day is different, which I love. It's great. But at the same time, what that means is, as it's getting harder and my workload is increasing, when I'm coming home at sort of 6, half 6, 7 in the evening, I'm shattered. So I'm struggling to get that motivation to say play Rust on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, like I used to, because normally it's Wipe is a Thursday night, I'd play Wipe, Friday night I'd play, Saturday, Sunday, late into the evening, and then I'd be back at work and I'd still play Monday, Tuesday if I could, but then you've got to think, you've got to edit as well. So I'd come in Monday, sort of 6 o'clock, I'd edit through till about 8, I'd then eat till about half 8, I'd then play Rust through till midnight, go to bed, get up at 7, go and do it all again. And that's how my life was, and that's how my life is. And I'm not changing that. I'm so busy with everything. My motivation isn't there. So what I'm doing is I'm taking a bit of a couple of weeks break, which is just, I'm going on holiday next week. Well, I'll already be there by the time you see this video, to be honest. So the idea is that I will essentially have a couple of weeks cold turkey away from Rust. You've probably noticed that the videos have slowed down. That's just how it is, because I just haven't been motivated enough to record them or edit them. So it's kind of like that. So that's kind of the scenario. I'm not going anywhere. I come back from my holiday midway through September. I come back on a Friday, and then my plan is that I'm going to have so many withdrawals from Rust. I love the fucking game, so I can't say that, but I mean, I can't say I don't. I do. I try to get out, but it keeps dragging me back in. But the whole idea is that I'm going to come back on a Friday. I've got Saturday and Sunday before I get back to work Monday, to smash together an amazing series, and that's the big thing. Because at the minute, time-wise and motivation-wise, for the last couple of months, I've been playing and then not challenging myself. And it used to be that I'd edit something a little bit differently, or I'd use a different style of music, or I'd do a different kind of thumbnail, or something like this. And I've sort of fallen into a trap of safety and security, whereby everything, I know the music's there, so I'll just use that. I'll know that the thumbnail style is there, and it works, so I'll just use that. And I don't like that, because it means that I'm not challenging myself, and I feel creatively drained. In that I just need to switch on and start challenging myself again, and I need a couple of weeks away from it to get a new set of eyes and come back. And I've been working on some new thumbnail styles just in my free time over the last couple of weeks, which I'm going to try out for a bit. They're going to be pretty different to my old style, and I'm not too fussed with that. I'll go back to the old ones maybe if these don't work, but that sort of thing. Music, I'm going to start looking at some more music, and editing styles. This is the thing, because the last 2 videos I've changed over to Adobe Premiere Pro for my editing, which I must admit is clunky than what I was using, and a little bit more different. It's a lot different, but at the same time it's going to open up a new world of possibilities, and I want to do those sort of things where I can do voiceovers and this, and I can do memes in there, and I can throw little tidbits of sort of pauses and effects in there, and tracks and trackings and this sort of thing. And I've been watching loads of videos on different editing effects, and I think it's going to be really, really good for the channel, but it's just something that I need to take a step back on, and rather than spending a couple of hours editing, spend 4 or 5 hours editing, and just get back into the love of doing that. And I'm down for it. I just need to pump myself for it, but I need to have the content to back it up, and I don't want the sort of run-of-the-mill survival stuff. I don't know if I might change to do like some much longer episodes like some of the boys are doing these days, and do like half-an-hour videos of this, that and the other, and reduce my upload schedule. I don't know. I might do something like that. We'll see. I mean, the idea of the survival series is that they're sort of 15 minutes long. I can pump 2 or 3 out a week, say, and it kind of fits with my way of doing things, but I don't think that's what works, if that makes sense, for me now, in that I can't play Rust enough for that. So I think before it used to be where I could play across sort of 4 days, say, and sort of space out my videos, but now it's like if I can't play for the 4 days and I can only play a couple of days, which is what you guys might have noticed when there's just a couple of episodes of a series, I can't do that. So I need to play more in one sitting, say on a Saturday and a Sunday, and get one longer video rather than sort of two smaller ones. And I think that's how it's going to have to be. And I don't know, you guys can let me know your thoughts on that. I mean, a lot of the sort of YouTubers who've overtaken me in sort of growth and views and stuff like that, are doing that sort of thing, whereby they do longer episodes in sort of not a survival series-esque type style, but more of a storytelling, set a goal, achieve it in an episode sort of idea. And I think that's what I'm going to have to do, and I'm down for that. That would be incredibly good to do. I mean, I'm not looking forward to people saying, oh, you're copying blah blah blah. Well, okay, but I mean, they didn't invent it in the first place, you know. Quentin Tarantino, bloody anybody, you know, it's that sort of thing. Everybody's different, but everything's the same at the end of the day. I mean, every song is just the same notes put together in a different order. That's just how it is. So that's that. That's kind of where I'm at the minute. I mean, that's kind of a very long explanation. When I sat down, I've got no talking points here. When I sat down, I was like, well, that'll take a minute. That's kind of a long one. Yeah, so essentially, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not quitting Rust. Nothing like that, just to summarize. I'm just taking a couple of weeks whereby the channel's going to be a little bit stagnant, and I get that, but I think I need that. And what I'll do is, the problem will be, when I come back, the views will be crap. And that's just how YouTube is. It drops you out the algorithm. It dropped me out a while ago, and it's going to drop me out of their shit algorithm into their even shitter algorithm, which is fine. But it's just one of those things whereby I need to get back into it and build it back up myself in a style that I need, because I need to reinvent myself a little bit to keep pace with better YouTubers. And I think that's what's a good thing about the Rust community at the minute. It's while not copying, inspiring other people. A lot of people, I would suggest, have copied, say, Wellen. I'm not copying anybody. He's inspiring me to do better content because his content is at such a higher level than mine, and I'm sure that's what every Rust YouTuber will tell you, and you can see that reflected in the way that people have adapted their content to sort of mirror that's coming from sort of certain channels, and I think that's what's going to be. So that's something that I need to do. I'm going to spend a couple of weeks away. I'm going to Ibiza. It's not like a party holiday, just me and my girlfriend, beaches, sea, sit around the pool, read some books, and just sort of watch some YouTube videos on what I want to do with my channel. And that's going to be that's me. That's something I'm going to do. But the sort of next thing that is not necessarily a problem, because I mean, a lot of people will say, oh, the game's shit, whatever. It's not. I mean, it's a great game. A lot of people in my situation here would say it's the game's fault. It's not the game's fault. It's my fault at the end of the day, and I'll freely admit that. The game itself is in a position where it is relatively stagnant to play like I do, if that makes sense, survival type-esque content, because you get the sort of, I'd say tryhards, but I'm not going to say tryhards, the keener guys, the keener boys, who go over to oil rig. And now oil rig, in my opinion, and I'm sure if you ask 90% of the player base, is one of the worst additions to the game. Now, there's a number of things I would change with that. You could keep it, but just say little things, like say it's got really, really bad radiation up until sort of day 2, day 3 of wipe, and then the radiation reduces, so then people can get on it, or you can get on it in rad suit for a very, very limited time, just enough time to go and do little bits, not enough time to do the Chinook crate, that sort of thing. Maybe put some sand turrets up there so people can't fly up there. Maybe just lock it all together so there's just a big old lock on all of the entranceways, none of the ladders are there, that sort of thing, so that it's inaccessible until sort of day 3, day 4 of wipe. Then people can get in there and get that level of loot, or just take away some of the good loot in there, because what you've got is, when we did that group wipe, probably didn't watch it, no one else did, a few weeks ago, we started, and then within sort of 20 minutes people were killing us with AKs, and it was a full wipe, and it's just purely because they'd gone straight to oil rig first, and they'd got the guns, and then you think, that's not going to beat my fucking crossbow. I mean, my crossbow's not going to beat fucking AK, that's just how it is. So that causes a bit of a problem, and then you've got into that old cycle of, well, if you do that and you kill a few guys, then they're not going to play again on that server. That's done. After that, you've got the idea that then they're going to get the stuff to raid bases, because they're killing these people. They're going to get sulfur and stuff from them. They're going to find C4, whatever, satchel bean cans. Then they're going to raid all of the 2x1s, 2x2s, and that's again going to just alienate so many people from playing that server. And then within 2 or 3 days, that server's dead. That's community servers. That's been community servers on Rust for a number of years now, and that's just how it is, and that's exactly how it will be now with this oil rig, and that's the problem. I mean, cargo ship when it first came in was a problem, but was all right, I think, because the loot was meh. But this oil rig, the loot is just too crazy, and I think that's a bit of a problem. I mean, there's a number of things I would change in Rust. I wouldn't take that away, but it's something that I think needs looking at, and for some reason the devs just don't seem to want to, even though there's enough, I would suggest there's enough fan and player voice being made about that they're just not listening to. I think in the old days they'd be very, yes, we'll change this, yes, we'll change that, but they see since it's come out of early access and it's a proper game now, I mean, I get that they can't bow to everyone who suggests anything, and I understand that completely, but I feel like the devs of old would have done something about it by now if they wanted to. I don't think anything will get done about it now. I think that's just my opinion there. But that's one of the problems I find with Rust at the minute. And I mean, like, you get things like the giant excavator monument. It looks fucking cool. Yeah, I mean, I haven't used it. I don't know about you guys. I can't see anybody actually using it really. For that much effort, I don't think the yield is great enough for the return. I don't think the whole sort of thing is just, I just don't think we needed it. Okay, there, give us back the old quarries, and that would have been fine, and save all your staff months of work. I just don't think that was something that needed to come in, and now we're looking at bringing in these fucking scrap helicopters, and it's like, again, we didn't need that. We've got these mini copters. I mean, they're enough. That's enough. These scrap helicopters are just going to help clans get to the oil rig quicker, easier, roll in and out of raids. It's like land one of those fucking things so your clan of 8 can come and raid a compound. Fucking great, okay, if you're in a clan of 8. I mean, what's the solo, the duo? I mean, people don't, unless you're a YouTuber who chooses to play solo because that's your niche, right? Like myself. You aren't really going to be playing Rust solo if you have friends who are playing Rust. You'll be playing with them. So the people who are playing solo are people who don't have lots of friends, okay? Who play Rust. You've got lots of friends, I'm not saying that, you just don't have lots of people who enjoy playing Rust, okay? And if you do, it's only a couple. So you play duo, you play this, that, and the other. It's not helping them, it's helping the fucking industrial clans, who don't really need it, if that makes sense. The people who are playing in groups of sort of 6, 7, 8 have the numbers, they don't need that shit. But that's neither here nor there. There's a lot of things I'd change. I mean, I'd like some more low tier raiding stuff, to help the solos to counteract that sort of crap. Like, what we lost arrow raiding on wood doors, which I get. I mean, it didn't really make sense, but maybe buff fire arrow raiding on wood doors, say something like that. I don't want to have to go and use an Eoka to raid a wood door. I don't want to have to go and sit there for 4 hours with a fucking sword as well at the same time. Give me something that's quiet but quick to raid wood doors that I can get through. I mean, I get that again spits in the face of the idea that if you raid those little bases, it's going to kill the server. I get that. But from me as a solo player, or from any casual, you need something to keep you going. I mean, you got the big boys, I'll give you that, but you need something that's going to keep you going, and that's raiding. I mean, if you can't PvP to an expert level, because I know I fucking can't, you need to get your loot elsewhere from raiding. And that's another thing. I'd like a few more sort of some other things that aren't just PvP orientated. So and raiding. So it's either PvP or raid. It's like I just want a little bit of something different. Somewhere, some other events that would be good for a solo. Like there was in the old days, there were these droid sort of concept art drawings of them sort of roaming around, and say you could take one of them out and maybe they'd give you some loot, or they were guarding something, or this, that and the other. Maybe something like that. I mean, I don't want to go walk down the road and fight a scientist. I mean, from a YouTube perspective, shit content, no one wants to watch that, no one really gives a shit. I mean, I don't. Oh, look, he killed that scientist, yay. Something like that would be pretty cool and dope, and just something a little bit different, you know? But that's the thing. I think my views on it are probably skewed to, say, your casual Rust players' views, because I'm like, well, that would make a good YouTube video, or that would be good for how I think this should go. And it's like, that's fine, that's one way of looking at it. I think that's what you'll find from a lot of YouTubers, is like, oh, that'll make a good video. What you need to listen to more is the average player who plays 8,000 hours of this game, who wants this, that and the other. So say there's people on Reddit all the time. That's why Reddit used to be very good, and then it got very toxic, and then very, very bad. But I mean, I just use Reddit for the memes, but there's some guys on there who've been playing solo for 4,000 or 5,000 hours, never recorded a fucking video in their lives, and they're the people whose opinions I value in that regard, more so than, say, my own or that of other YouTubers, because it's like skewed by the content criteria of the Rust game. It's the average players we need to listen to, but it would be good if Reddit was a nicer place that you could actually listen to players on there, but that's neither here nor there, that's something different. But yeah, so that's kind of my thing at the minute, my channel update for you guys, my thoughts on Rust as is, a couple of bits and pieces of changes. You've probably seen that a lot of the Rust YouTubers are at PAX West this weekend. I think I was invited to that, but obviously I'm on holiday as is, so I can't do it. But it would have been pretty insane to meet some of those boys. Everybody in this Rust community is an absolute legend, so I can't really say anything about that. They're just so cool. But that's another thing. When I get back from my holidays as well, build the channel back up a little bit. I'd like to start streaming more as well. I haven't streamed for ages, but that would be a Twitch game, I think, on Twitch. Maybe even explore Mixer. I think YouTube streaming isn't really where the boys at. I might try that, and then what I record on the streams would be going into videos, so it would give different people a different opportunity to see different content from me. I think that would be one of the ways, but my style of streaming is just talking to chat constantly. If you're going to be a professional streamer, you can't do that, and I need to get my head around that, if that makes sense. But I need to ignore chat and actually play the game, not just but I just want to stream to talk to you guys. So that's neither here nor there. But yeah, so I want to stream more. I want to keep the content up. It's 2-3 videos a week is what I've been trying to do, and I'd love to get 2 videos a week out, 3 if I could. But it's I don't want to suffer with content. I don't want to be like, oh, I have to upload today. I have to. That's the YouTube algorithm speaking in my head, because if you miss an upload day, it fucks you. That's kind of how YouTube is. But I want to be like, I want to upload because I've got a video that's full of content, that's full of good stuff that I'm happy with. I don't want to upload a generic video just because I feel like I have to. And that's the sort of trap I was feeling myself falling into, and that's what this break is getting me out of. It's going to end up being give or take a month, and having never done anything like this ever in over 2 years of doing this YouTube channel, it's really fucking scary for me to take that break, because YouTube will fuck me when I'm back, and I know that, but I'm an extremely anxious person, and I know that will be a problem, and I know that will upset me when I come back and I see the views are crap. But I need you guys to remind me that it'll get better, you know. It's just a case of just plugging through, producing content that is good, that I think is good, that is true to myself, and that I enjoy. And that's the thing. I need to make videos that I would watch, and that's the thing. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for fucking listening to me ramble here. If you didn't notice, I haven't cut a single thing here, which is crazy. I've never done that before either. But just been rambling at you. If you did watch till the end, listen till the end, please leave a like, I guess, so I know, or just let me know down below if you did listen to this bit. Type bananas at the bottom if you did, as proof, let's say. I don't fucking know why. Oh god. Because I know a lot of you wouldn't. I mean, I probably wouldn't listen to this video, but absolute fucking GG's if you did, and thank you for that. And I just thought I owed you guys a bit of an explanation as to where I'm going. I'm not going anywhere full time. It's just a couple of weeks. It's just on the back of the fact that the channel's been pretty quiet the last couple of weeks before that as well. So I just wanted to tell you guys what my situation is and keep you updated and let you know that I'm not doing anything untoward. But thank you guys for sticking with me, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks' time with hopefully some better content, some fresh content, some new thumbnails. Look out for those. Some new music in the background, some new this, that, some memes, this, everything. I just want to change it. I just want to do it to them, you know. But yeah, thank you for that. Have a great time. I'm going to enjoy my holiday. Follow me on Instagram if you do fancy it, so you can see some holiday pics and all that sort of jazz. It's good stuff. I'll just be drunk most of the time. Might go wasted. You know me. If you watch the stream, you know I love a drink. But yeah, thank you very much, boys and girls. I'll see you soon. Yeah, thanks, boys. I'll see you soon. Thanks for always supporting me. You guys fucking rock.